what's up, everybody? Welcome to Big Bang Cinema. My name is Isaac All the Jedi Anderson.
I am Tyler. I am All the Sith King.
And this is a movie show where we talk about movie news.
Movie reviews.
And every single thing in between.
And McClunky.
Guys, yeah. Oh, wait. Hold on. We got McClunky. There we go. So, fun fact. This is going to be the last episode of Big Bang Cinema for the semester. So, hang tight, because we're coming back January 9th. We're going to have a great show then. Whole new intro. We're going to revamp the show a little bit. It's going to be a lot of fun. But in the meantime, we have a lot of things on our plate today because it's the last show of the year. We're going to be talking about our favorite films of 2019 and also talk a little bit about some
failures of 2019.
Well, that's going to be when we come back.
Oh.
That's going to be part of our segment when we come back because the year's not over yet. We still got a few movies to see. There's still Marriage Story I haven't got to see. And there's a few little Oscar movies. But anyway, we got a lot of good topics coming up today, starting with
Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted, a.k.a. Keanu Reeves and Alex Winters, have been photographed from their new movie, Bill and Ted Face the Music. That is totally not related at all to the other Bill and Ted's, but totally is.
Wait, what?
No, it is. I'm kidding.
Okay, good. I was kind of upset.
I was referring to another movie that may or may not have come out recently that doesn't have anything to do with all the other ones, but sort of does. I'm not going to name names Star Wars, but it's one of them. Anyway,
okay, I got you.
Yeah, these photos were released. It's the first photos, like official photos that we've seen of Bill and Ted Face the Music. So, Tyler, what did you think of this?
Well, I think it's another day to celebrate Keanu Day. I think really should acknowledge that because a lot of people don't know this about freaking Keanu Reeves. The Matrix and the next Matrix and the next John Wick movie come out the same day. But I'm really excited for this film. I'm a massive Bill and Ted fan. I like Bill Sadler's back. I'm happy for that. He was like one of the all-time. He was the best death ever played. That's
correct. And Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey is truly like a bogus film. Just like if you look at how crazy that was,
it is.
Like plot-wise and just like how story-wise it was, it's insane.
And it gave them the plot for Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
It sort of did, yeah. I didn't even make that connection until now. It's crazy. But yeah, seeing these photos kind of gets me even more excited about this movie. I mean, Keanu Reeves is such a, he's pretty hot right now. Alex Winter's kind of been under the radar. He's been directing films. But Bill and Ted, I think, really works now. Like, it's one of the rare things that could work in a context now. It's kind of like Ghostbusters. If you made a Ghostbusters 3 with them all, really old and pathetic, it would make the movie better. But instead they do them, terribly, like they have been doing. But seeing Bill and Ted older and pathetic and everything it drives that concept even further down. This is one of the ones that I'm actually for the sequel of. That's awesome that they're doing this. I really hope they follow through. And the director, Dean Perriott, he directed one of my favorite movies of all time, Galaxy Quest, which I mention at least 3 times a day.
He does.
And I love how much. I'm looking forward to the documentary on that too, because that's coming out. But I'm very excited about this movie. Any final thoughts on this, Tyler?
I will be probably their opening night, or I might see it before it comes out. Do everything I can to get a pre-screen for it. And
we'll be very excited when that trailer comes out and most likely be talking about it too. But anyway, next topic we got is be talking about Onward, which is what we're doing with all these topics right now. We're going Onward. So Onward is a movie from Disney Pixar, and it stars Tom Holland and Mr. Chris Pratt and a pair of pants or legs or something. And so the trailer came out recently, and this is the second trailer it's got for it, and it's this weird fantasy world with all these trolls and all these things, but still it's like a modern world. It's kind of a weird blend. And Chris Pratt and Tom Holland play 2 brothers that have a dead father, and they find a magical staff that brings him back, and something gets interrupted in between bringing him back, and he's just a pair of legs, and they got to bring him back within 24 hours.
Does this take place in the Troll 80s?
In the Troll 80s? The Trades?
Yeah, the Trades, like the 80s, but in the Troll world.
It feels like a very 80s concept. I can see this be like a live-action movie, something that's kind of like a straight-to-VHS thing, or maybe from the creators of Never-Ending Story comes Onward, except this is a human story instead of the troll thing.
Or like a Netflix movie.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like it's a high-concept film. But considering it's Pixar, it gets me a little bit more interested in it. But what do you think about this?
Man, I really don't know, man.
Okay.
We're really on the fence about this. It looks interesting, but it also looks like it's a really dumb story.
Well, I'm kind of with you on the dumb story. I don't really respond to these kinds of movies anymore. I mean, if they're really good, I can respond to them. I really liked Inside Out. I enjoyed Coco a good amount. But I think this is the second one they're doing without John Lasseter too.
So you think Pixar's like, what if trolls had feelings?
Yeah, and the next one is going to be The one where like the soul one, like where somebody's soul gets like trapped in something and they have to get it out or something. And I don't know. I saw the trailer for that. Somebody plays the piano and falls down a pothole and then his soul pops out, I think. But this trailer.
Gotta suck when that happens.
Yeah, I know. I hate when that happens when my soul pops out when I hit a pothole.
Like if I strain too hard, it comes right out.
The concept just interests me. The cast interests me a little bit. Julie Louis-Dreyfus is also in this. I'm a little bit apprehensive though, just because Coco, I mean, it was all right. I didn't think it was mind blowing. Might be me getting a little older.
It's also because you're not the most tolerant of people.
I know. Well, exactly. It's because and the reason I didn't like that movie is because I'm horribly prejudiced. That's the only reason I didn't like the movie. It didn't have anything to do with pacing, plot, or story.
Oh no, Disney says it's because you're not tolerant.
Oh yeah. I mean, we'll see how that goes. But I'm interested in it to see where it's going to go. Pixar rarely lets me down with this, but with John Lasseter not in the
I don't
picture,
know,
it's going to
man.
be
Like
interesting.
I really didn't like The Good Dinosaur.
Well, The Good Dinosaur was like, hey, everybody can have a mess up. You know, everybody. Yeah. Anyway, any final thoughts on this, bud?
Yes, maybe we'll see it if we have to.
Heard that. Maybe something else will come out that week. Who knows?
If it's up for bootleg, I'll probably check it out.
Heard. We don't condone bootlegging.
But
Tyler does.
Excuse me, pirating.
But he's not recommending it. He's just suggesting it.
Like, for legal reasons, I can't tell you to try it at home, but if you want to try it at home, I got some good websites.
Heard that. Well, speaking about pirating websites and trying to do things illegally, Top Gun Maverick just came out with a new trailer.
And not a Kenny Loggins in sight. I heard not a drop of Kenny Loggins anywhere.
Well, there's a very subtle musical sting that they played in the last trailer that sounds almost kind of like, I went to the danger zone. It's very subtle, and it's in a different key. And it's the melody's a little different, but it's reminiscent of it.
Oh, but man, that's going to be terrible.
This movie looks exactly like the first Top Gun, except newer and better.
Without Kenny Loggins, you can't have a Top Gun with that movie without Kenny Loggins.
Do you think they're going to have some terrible, like, new version of that song?
It's probably going to be done by Pink, or it's going to be done by...
What are you, from 2007?
Okay, that's probably Walk the Moon.
Dr. Honeycutt, if you're watching that, we mentioned Pink. There you go.
So
how
about Walk the Moon?
Comments.
Walk the Moon does it, or Ariana Grande.
Okay. And probably most likely like an Ariana Grande song with like Sia and...
Highway, take that thing
We went to it's going to be a much more woke song. Yeah. So we went to the danger zone with consent, you know. It's like, it's something like that. But
I went walking today and I went to the danger zone. I walked right to the danger zone.
What?
Yeah, I went walking today. I went to the danger zone, man. You know, you get there's a lot of emergency buttons up there when you get to that part of the part of town. A lot of cops everywhere.
I don't know. Well, what did you think of the trailer in and of itself?
It looked like a Top Gun. It reminded me of the last Top Gun trailer I saw.
It's a lot like it, except this one shows a little bit more kind of like...
without good music, though.
This one has the same exact music.
No, it don't.
It has very similar music, if not the same music.
Not without Kenny Loggins in it.
Well, it's no Kenny Loggins hasn't been...
Dude, Kenny
Stop talking about Kenny Loggins.
Kenny Loggins made the movie.
Well, Kenny Loggins was pretty great in this.
Like, he's what made the movie great. Kenny Loggins. His music
I imagine this one's going to have a really bland plot, like, you know, we have to go train these new recruits because, like, you know, his father was, you know, in the Air Force or something, and we're going to play volleyball just like they did old times, and we're going to have the piano thing just like they did in the old movie. It's going to be a lot of that. The effects is mainly why I want to go see this movie because it looks great. The direction on that looks really awesome, and Tom Cruise doesn't really phone it in that regard. But any final thoughts on this before we go on?
I just hope it's not a soft reboot. Okay.
It's going to be. I think it's pretty much confirmed, unless they're going to pull a la Ryan Johnson and subvert our expectations.
Like, apparently, the end of the first one, Maverick crashed, he's been in a coma dreaming this all up for 30 years, 40 years.
I don't know. It'll be like Top Gun Maverick Senior in the next one, and he's going to be like, you know, he's going to be in the danger zone with his arthritis. Anyway, speaking about horrible arthritis and terrible things, Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker had the embargo has lifted for reviews.
And I heard it's garbage.
And so does pretty much every other critic in Hollywood. So, yeah, Rise of Skywalker obviously is the 9th film in the Star Wars franchise.
Possibly the last.
I don't buy that. I don't buy that whatsoever. But just came out, world premiere on Monday night. Tuesday, first reactions came out, and people seem to not like this movie. And reviews today have pretty much confirmed that this movie blows. But we haven't seen the movie yet. We saw a lot of clips and everything, and we're going to be honest, we're not really feeling it.
Well, I had a contact. He said he actually had to go to the hospital, got optical cancer from watching this. So I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard the movie gave him cancer. And he is having a lawsuit with Disney right now.
I'm sure a lot of people are.
He's getting his lawyer ready. They're going to sue Disney.
But these reviews have not been positive. I think I saw one positive review from The Guardian, and that might have been a little,
Paid for, yes, absolutely.
a little bit of cheese. I'm not talking monetary. I'm just talking.
Here's an
cheese.
iPhone, and here's a review. Here's a front row review of the Black Widow movie. Oh, really? Oh, this is great. It's an incredible movie.
Oh yeah, here's a swag bag.
Here's a swag bag. Oh my gosh, this is. This is a free tickets to go see every Marvel movie of 2020, 2021. I get to review it first. Oh my gosh. Star Wars is the best movie I had ever seen.
7.5 out of 10. You can't act like you liked it too much.
Oh, 7.5 out of 10. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And tell Mr. Iger, thank you.
Exactly. And tell Mr. George Lucas to just step away.
Step up.
He wasn't even invited to the premiere. I don't know if you knew that. But anyway, currently sitting at around 57% at Rotten Tomatoes.
Ooh, that's low for Star Wars.
I saw a score of 1 out of 10 on IMDb, but I think that was just one thing. I think it's sitting at a 7.5, just like everything else does. But it's going. The reviews are going down. Scott Mendelson from Forbes said this movie's almost like if Hitler never died and then 35 years later acted like this was all part of his plan. And then just decided to just resurface and then try to fight everybody.
Oh, I think I saw a movie about that, but he had dinosaurs and he was on the moon.
What movie were you watching?
Iron Skies, sir.
I never even heard of this. But what do you? Also, I thought it was really interesting. A bunch of like the big Star Wars, like the people rally behind everything that Disney and Lucasfilm does. It's like, oh yeah, the prequels. Some people might like them, but I still find enjoyment of them. I think there's some great elements to them. Says this movie isn't doing anything for them. They're doing everything in their power to say anything, but it sucks. But Tyler, are you excited about this movie? Or are you?
Okay, I'm excited, but for the wrong reasons.
I'm excited in a way to kind of get it over with because it's like we've been invested with this thing for about 8 episodes.
And
okay?
It's over, and it's over. It's finally over. It's over. It's over.
Give it like 6 years, and they'll reboot this somehow. This is supposedly the last one in the Skywalker line. This is the end one of the Skywalker saga. So 1 through 8 has all led up to this, and apparently people are hating this. It's more of like it's an obligation to go see this. We got to see what happens. We stuck with it this long. I mean, how many more times can this franchise hurt us?
It's like the French, man. It's like they're like, should we actually have form a rebellion? Should we actually go and actually finish the fight out with the rest of the allies, or we've made it this far with the Nazis. Might as well just see them to the end,
Once I'll end on this. You ever seen the movie Not Without My Daughter with Alfred Molina?
No, I haven't.
So I promise you I won't take too long of this, but in that movie, essentially what happens is he gets married to somebody, and he seems like a really nice, cool guy, but he comes from a culture that beats women, and she figures that out.
Oh, he's from New Jersey.
Maybe. Glad you figured that one out. But he starts beating his wife in the middle of like the relationship, and she wants to get out. This is kind of like how Star Wars is. It seems like it's really good when it starts out, then all of a sudden it starts hitting us, and we forgive it.
Was it Monopoly or like Trivial Pursuit?
I don't.
Was video game? What's he beating her at?
Guys, thank you so much for watching so far. If you guys want to leave a comment, you can leave at facebook.com/Studio67NCC, or you can leave a comment right there on Instagram.
You're talking about domestic abuse, aren't you?
Well, I mean...
Are you saying Disney has been domestically abusing us all?
I'm saying that the Star Wars franchise has been domestically abusing us for a long time, and we've forgiven it, and occasionally it lets up, and it's like, oh, maybe it's not that bad.
Makes promises.
It comes in with a sucker punch and gives us a shiner, and we just got to get out of there.
And then we're like, this is our fault. I should have been more open-minded when I saw it. I'm sorry, JJ.
I know.
I'm sorry, Ron Johnson. This is totally my fault.
I know.
I should have been more open-minded when I saw the film.
Exactly.
I didn't mean to trash talk it on Twitter.
Absolutely. But guys, we haven't seen the movie yet, but we most likely know these things. We're going to be right back with our favorite films of 2019. Stay with us.
When it comes to culinary arts, Nash Community College is here to turn your burning passion for food into a career. Our chefs, with over 70 years of highly qualified industry experience, are here to point you in the right direction, teaching and handing down classical culinary techniques that will improve your skills and help you cut your way into the food industry. Gain invaluable experience, vital to cooking and preparing delicious food, served in a personal and creative environment. To learn more about the culinary arts program, visit nashcc.edu.
Welcome back to Big Bang Cinema. My name is Isaac the Last Shiner Whiner Anderson.
I am Tyler. I am all of the Jedi King.
That's correct. We'll talk about that more when we come back after we see Rise of Skywalker. Guys, there's been a lot of films this year. Some good, some sucky.
Most bad, most sucky, most of it.
But some of them have been, So, we thought we might talk a little bit about some of these movies that we've seen this year and our favorite films of 2019. We specifically picked two of our favorites, but obviously we liked a lot more of them. We narrowed it down to the two that kind of shine out to most of us. But Tyler, what was one of your favorite films of this year?
I would have to say probably Endgame.
Okay. Why did you like Endgame so much?
Well, I mean, it wasn't the best made film, but it was an event.
Okay. Why did it stand out for you? Like all the other ones?
Because I felt like it had the biggest impact on pop culture. Massive impact. I mean, there's still people talking about it. There's still memes coming about it. I believe the president even made a meme out of it. I mean, it's just.
The president makes a meme out of everything.
I mean, it was huge. It was an event. It was one of those things people talking about for like a year. Finally saw it, and they're still talking about it. Mm-hmm. It was just a massive. It was. I gotta say, it's the Star Wars of our generation.
And not even the Star Wars can be Star Wars of our generation. It's kind of crazy, right?
That's true. It's the Star Wars of our generation.
Yeah, this was definitely one of the biggest films around. And I mean,
actually, it was the biggest film ever.
That is true. It sank Titanic.
It sank the Titanic, and it crashed the Avatar.
Well, we can't beat Titanic. Nobody can.
That's true. So the only problem is Disney's laughing the whole time.
Yeah.
Disney owned all three.
Did you even understand where that reference was from?
What?
It's George Lucas from the Phantom Menace documentary.
See, I did. I try to forget that thing because it was so horrible. It was watching a man fail at every step.
Oh, speaking about failing about every step, time to talk about The Rise of Skywalker. Not yet.
Oh, good. I got worried there. I haven't seen it, but yeah.
It was what was called Joke.
So do you believe you thought this was the biggest film of the year?
I mean, it was probably the biggest film of the year.
Or the decade?
I don't know if the decade. It was one of the biggest films of all time, most certainly. It's going to go down in history as one of the biggest films of all time. But I don't know. That's for probably the decade. I'll say decade. Right, maybe next to like Harry Potter and that last one they came out with, because I can't think of the name. Anyway, one of my favorites is a much smaller film, and it came out a little later than this, I think. But it was a film I enjoyed nonetheless. It was a movie called The Farewell. Tyler, you know what The Farewell is?
It's about Aquafina.
It's what most women say to me after about 2 weeks of dating.
No, it's like, hi, my name is Isaac, farewell, and just walk away from you.
Yeah.
But if I can remember, she goes back and sees her mother. She has a grandparent who's dying.
Yeah. So she's an Asian American. So they go to see their grandma, and it's very common in that culture not to tell their old ones that they are dying, and they have to go there and basically say their last goodbyes without telling her that she's dying of this horrible disease. And they do it under the guise of like somebody in their family is getting married, and Awkwafina plays like an Asian American. It's a lot about the dude with.
So she plays Asian American.
Well, she played. Well, the other people are just like they're from China.
Oh.
So these people are all live there, and there's a lot of difference about people that live in China compared to America, and how American Chinese people treat real Chinese people, and how Chinese people treat like Asian Americans, and it's really interesting. It's about that dichotomy, and it's a really wholesome, really well done, really well acted film. And it's just a lot of really nice character pieces that I liked. Awkwafina, she did fantastic in this movie, and actually, the score even drives it home. It sounds like a funeral the whole time, which just very subtly, just like, because it's basically just one drawn out funeral for this woman, and like what it's leading to, and it does a little. It does a little Ryan Johnson subversion of your expectations, and sometimes, but in a satisfying way. But I enjoy the heck out of this movie. It's one of my favorites.
Did this dog have a lot to do with the movie?
I don't even remember. No.
It looks just like the dog I have.
It does. It's even got an outfit on.
Yes, my dog. I bought her new.
Were you the costume designer in this film?
Absolutely.
Oh wow, it's amazing.
I always want to be a Chihuahua costume designer.
That's right, Mr. Keen.
Yeah.
You're in the credits. There you go. Tyler, what's your other favorite film of the year?
I would say Once Upon a Time in Hollywood
Okay, why is that one your favorite?
because it was the Tarantino movie this year.
Okay, like, well, what set it above all the other ones?
Well, first of all, I had Leo in. Whatever movies Leo in is always going to
How
be
about
my
we turn to the
favorite.
audience real quick?
And I really enjoyed. I feel like everybody in this movie was in their A game. I love the way the film was set up. I like the whole story behind it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the whole premise was about how Hollywood lost its innocence, and it was just like
That's
what
how culture lost its innocence.
yeah, that's true. And it was kind of like how Tarantino. You know, it was the big changing point. You lost your westerns were dying, your western heroes dying, and it was about it was just every
The
inch
end of an
this
era,
movie.
yeah.
End of an era. I really liked it. It felt like it wrapped up and simplified pre-modern films.
Heard that. Anything else to add on that?
It had an incredible fight scene at the end that like a lot of people wanted, like a lot of people really appreciated.
It's a very Tarantino ending.
Yes, it was great, and I have to say it's some of the best acting I've seen from these actors.
But it subverts, again, a la Johnson, subverting your expectation. But in a satisfying way, it subverts it a little bit at the very end.
Well, I know,
without giving it away, because some people
Well,
might have seen it.
Ryan Johnson promised a good movie. And he
This one was a great film.
He subverted everybody's expectations.
The ending of this film is incredibly satisfying.
It is.
I saw it coming, but I enjoyed it nonetheless.
It's one of those things you go back and you can just rewind it, watch it one more again, watch it again, rewind it, watch it again.
I would just pull that clip up and watch it at any time. But
Like-
anyway, sorry, do you have anything else to add?
Oh, I was going to ask you. Anyway, so you said you have one last movie to talk about.
One last movie, yes. And it's named after what a bunch of cheerleaders give each other on graduation day.
Mononucleosis.
Well, it's monos.
Oh.
And they don't give each other monos. That's a joke. You can just think about that for a hot minute.
They share water bottles real bad.
Well, that's not what this movie's about. Bad joke. So sorry.
Right.
Anyway, Monos is about child soldiers in South America. And it's about their life as child soldiers and basically them kind of taking over guerrilla warfare tactics. And,
What country?
It's somewhere in South America.
Venezuela?
No, I think it's like Brazil or something.
Child soldiers in Brazil. Wow, I didn't know. I don't think that's correct, sir. I don't think they have child soldiers in Brazil.
Well, it's somewhere in South America. They do go through
Colombia.
It's probably closer to Colombia. I don't remember where it was, but it was somewhere in South America. But they have like a hostage, which is this woman right here, and they basically they're still kids and they're going around and they're doing kid things, but it was all in the world of like them being like in this horrible guerrilla warfare and them having to deal with all these terrible things and basically them kind of being raised up and groomed to be like these terrible, ruthless soldiers, but they're still children. And it was an incredible movie, and the stuff they did with the hostage was really awesome too. The direction of this movie, the score in this movie, also Moises Arias from, if anybody's ever seen Hannah Montana or any Disney Channel movie, or not movie, show from about 10 years ago, he played Rico Suave in the old Hannah Montana movies, and he was also in
Rico.
and he also played in Wizards of Waverly Place. You know him if you saw him. This one, he's straight up terrifying in this film. He's like the guerrilla warfare leader, like for all the kids and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Apocalypse Now meets Lord of the Flies.
Oh, wow.
And I thought it was great. Great.
So it wasn't like Blood Diamond.
No, this one I really, really enjoyed it. It's probably not going to get any recognition this year, but it's one of my favorites.
Blood Diamond is my favorite child soldier movie.
I haven't seen Blood Diamond.
It was about child soldiers and diamonds and blood and Leo.
You lost me at Leo. But guys, thanks so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. That's the last episode of this year, everybody. My goodness, thank you so much for sticking with us. Next year, I mean in a few weeks, we're going to be coming back with a new logo, revamped show, whole new intro, whole
And
new
a new
outro.
guest.
And a new guest. Yeah, we'll have a guest on.
And a new co-star.
A new co-star? You're going to have to find that guy.
Cricket.
Cricket.
Yeah, Cricket.
What are you talking about
I
right
was
now?
surprised everybody with our new co-star, Cricket. Every movie I watch, she watches with me.
Guys, if you want to pay for Tyler's brain medication, you can go to Studio 67 NCC at Facebook or YouTube or Instagram.
It's my dog. I bring in my dog.
YouTube
in.
is Nashcom College.
I bring in my Chihuahua in and we go to review movies with her.
Tyler obviously needs some medical help. We will get it to him as soon as possible.
You guys see the new outfit I bought her. I got her new Christmas outfit.
Well,
And I
once
got her
Tyler,
New Year's. We cut back, got her New Year's outfit, and we'll all get to see it.
no, but for real, guys, thank you so much for watching. Yeah, your dog is pretty cute.
It's adorable.
And when we come back, we're going to be reviewing Rise of Skywalker, so stay tuned for that. Either way, my name is Isaac. The What was it? I already forgot the line.
Farewell.
I'm all the Jedi. Anderson.
I am McClunky.
You see how forgettable that was already? Yeah.
I'm McClunky Keen.
Just watch that later. Stay safe, guys. Have a good New Year.
Oh yeah, Star Wars. Woo.